Hello everyone, this is Nick Lawson with cdc-TakeCharge software, and this is lesson 12 on how to build a more robust and user-friendly contact management application in Alpha software. In yesterday's lesson, what we looked at was how to extract rich text data and put it into an external email client within Alpha software. Now, as part of that process, we had a dialog box pop up, and it was pretty plain vanilla. Basically, it allowed you to take and type in an email address and a subject line for the email before it went to the external program. Now, in truth, our customers already have email accounts set up in the application. So if we go in here and we bring up our contact application and we go to Henry, our guy, we go to contact methods. Here we have a home email and a work email. So why should the user have to retype an email address if they can just pick it from a list when they're in the email program or the note writer? So let's go over here and look at how it works with the changes I made. So now here's our email that we want to send using our external program. So we click on email. You'll notice that our dialog or xDialog box has expanded. Here, so that the user knows they have the right contact, it displays their name. You're really not doing anything with it. It's just there as like a placeholder to say, yeah, this is the contact that you're looking at. Here you have a list of any and all media and email accounts that will show up. So we want to take and select one. We'll use the infamous worksoft again, and we'll put our subject in changes. Now we click OK. Brings out our Windows Live, which is again is the default program on this computer. And there you go. It found the web address or the email account, put in our subject, and put the body of our email back in there. So that's much cleaner and better and more professional than just popping up a box for them to fill in. So we're going to look at how that's done, but also we made another change. If you come over here, we have a new button on our contact method list that says Open Email Writer. In this particular case, what we're doing here is your user may want to send an email to someone that's in their contact list, but it may not be an email that they need to keep, or it may not be business related. So they just want to open up the writer. You do that here. Click the button, goes out, and it pops up a blank email account form. So they just fill it all in and do it from scratch. Actually, if I would have accepted the account, it would fill that in. There you go, cdc-TakeCharge. So then they can go ahead and write the email. So let's look at how both those things are done. So again, we have to go out to our control panel. And we're going to look at the changes to the xDialog box first. So that's on our note writer, on the email button, and it's the on push event. Now, there is a lot in this code. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is, as you watch the video, if you want to see how it's done, scroll through it and you can write it down, or you can take and see this printed on our blog at cdc-TakeCharge.wordpress.com, and it'll all be spelled out where you can copy and paste. Anyway, here we go. We set our variables. Then to take and build our list, which you saw in the xDialog, we use table external records content get. Very simple. Just fill in the information. And here we have to put a filter on it so that it pulls back the web address information only for the contact we have selected. Here we set the first and last name to show on our dialog box. And then we do the formatting to make our list every other row is a different color, which keeps it looking attractive and professional. Down here is the information that populates the list. Then we do the information that creates the header for our dialog box. Now, this is basically the same dialog box we had before, with the exception is we added what's referred to as a blue frame. Here we have a blue frame for contact name that shows the first and last name. We end that. Then we have a blue frame for the email header information. We end that. Then we draw a line and we put in the footer string, which basically says cancel if you want to do nothing. And we have our two buttons. That's it. Our code down here is exactly what it was before, with one exception. Our variable for our email address, now we're pulling it from a list. And that list consists of an account name and the actual web address. So in order to take and pull back just a web address, we use the string function word. xto is our variable, so word xto, comma, the second position, and the delimiter is space dash space, which separates the two values in our list. Now, that takes and sets the value to just the email address. And then the rest of it works the same way it did before, where if you're on the contact memo, it displays the contents of contact memo. If you're on the follow-up memo, it displays the contents of the follow-up memo, sends it to our external email client, and that's it. That's pretty straightforward. Now, let's look at how we popped up just the email writer if we are sending an email that we don't particularly want to save in our contact application. So we come over here to this controlled object or conditional object page, and we click on push on our button. Here, we still have to name the variables that we want to use, and then we take and set all of them to blank with the exception of x2. x2, again, is going to equal the word function for the second value of our string, because on our form, that list box also shows the account name and the web address. That's it. Pretty simple stuff, and I hope you found this useful. Once again, we'll have another lesson up in a few days, and if this is helpful to you, please be sure to let us know. Thanks a lot and have a great day.